Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about my trip to Chile. So Chile has been closed for the last 2 years because of COVID. So when I heard that it's finally opening in November without having to quarantine, I decided to sign up and go to Chile. So the process of having the permit to go into Chile is that you have to apply for a permit no sooner than 4 weeks of your departure date. But you also want to apply in time because the process will take about 2 weeks. So to apply, you have to have a vaccination that is approved by the Chile government. And you can find the website in the link down below. So I flew from San Francisco through Los Angeles into Santiago de Chile. So upon arrival to the airport, the Santiago de Chile, you have to take another test and wait for your result to be negative before you can head out and explore the city. So you can stay in either a hotel or the private residence. So I waited for about 3 hours and got my results that is negative. And then I took a walk in Cerro and Cristobal where you can have a panorama view of the city from all angles while you're doing the small hike. You can also take a cable car up and that will get you there quickly, but my walk was about 3 hours and I forgot to apply sunscreen, so I got really burned. So make sure you apply some sunscreen even though you think it will be okay because the altitude was quite high. The direct sunlight is more extreme. And after that I went right to the highlight of my trip, which is Torres Del Paine National Park. So it was my first time doing multiple day solo hiking, carrying all the backpacks and gears and sleeping bag and food and such. So I was super excited to do it. And I've made my reservations on the campsite a month in advance. Usually you have to do it 6 months in advance, but since Chile is just opening, not many people are going yet. But still, you need to make reservation ASAP. So I flew from Santiago de Chile to Puerto Natales, the closest city to the entrance of the park. So there was no internet or Wi-Fi in that small airport. So make sure you either arrange a transportation from your hotel first or you get a local SIM card in Santiago de Chile. And I bought some butane gas as well as some fruit, in addition to the instant meals that I bought online. The shops in Puerto Natales, most of them are closed from 1 to 3 p.m. because they need to take a nap. But after 3 p.m. they'll be open till 6 or 7, and there are a few bigger grocery and camping equipment stores that is open until 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. as well. Also, I forgot to check the schedule for the bus departing to the park for the next day. So it's typically pretty early at 7, 8 or 9 a.m. But because I didn't check the day before, and on the next day when I went to the station, which is actually a little bit outside of the city, if you do a Google search, it will say that it's at the middle of the city, but the real spot is actually a little bit outside of the center. So since there was no bus to go to the park, I just took a taxi for $120. It was not too bad, but because the national park has speed limits on how fast you can drive, it took about 45 minutes to get. So here we go, we can see some videos and pictures I took from the trip.
Church, this is Puerto Natales City. Hoy día. Entonces ya me están quitando un día.
For the most part of my trip, I was walking alone. This is what I packed for food. So basically you will mix some hot water in, stir and wait for 10 minutes and it's ready. And today we have some beef noodle. Take a look. Alright, it is close to boiling but not yet. And this is my tent. The first hike up to the Torres lookout has the most elevation gain, and it was pretty exposed. But the view was absolutely stunning. It started to rain on the way down from La Torres to the Camp Frances, my next destination, which is about 6 hours walk. I really look at my camera because I want to be a little bit more careful. So this is the Lago and I was pretty much the only person walking all the way at this time. I was on a horse trail as that was the most direct descent from La Torres, but it was super swampy. And I had to change socks 3 times, and I realized I ran out of socks eventually. So I just decided to walk for 4 hours drenched in muddy, swampy water. Hey guys, so after my climb to the La Torres lookout, I continue on my trek to Refugio Frances through sector Cuernos. After being washed in the rain, I was expecting to arrive at around 11 p.m., which is after sunset. That is at 9:40 p.m. So I went past Refugio Los Cuernos, which is supposed to be closed for the season until December, and I saw that there's light, so I was thinking, oh, maybe I could stay the night there instead. So I walked around the Refugio Los Cuernos, and one of the worker Pablo, spotted me and invited me to stay in for the night. And I got a hot shower, I cooked, even got a beer, hot coffee, and I feel super grateful that I have a bed to sleep on tonight. It continued to be windy and rainy the next day. Then I went to Valle Frances. I went to the first lookout, but it started snowing and it was super cold and windy. Plus the visibility was really low, so there was really no point going to the second lookout. Alright guys, I'm already taking down my tent, but thought I'd show you what is the sleeping situation like in Camp Frances. So we are in a shaded area in front of the lake, and this is my tent. I'm already taking it down. Basically, I put one end of the tent inside of the crib, and then the other end of the tent I had it inserted into this hook-like structure. You can also tie it if you have a rope. And on the 4 corners, if you have longer lines, you can tie either against a tree or on the wood. But in my case, I just put a rock on it. I stopped by Campground to check the schedule for the boats departing the park the next day. But there was actually no boats for the next day. Only one for that day. I was really bummed at first, but then I decided that I will walk the extra 5 hours on the way back to the park entrance in order to see the beautiful Great Glacier, and it was totally worth it. On the way there, I was alone, so I sang a few songs really loud in the plane, and coming my way, there were only a few day trippers, as well as people heading back from the old Trak, because they are doing a counterclockwise trek. Hey guys, look at the beautiful icebergs, glacier behind me. So I'm gonna walk backwards really carefully so you can see. Alright, let's cross the bridge again. This time we're walking forward. On my way out, I also bumped into a girl that I met in the first day. She's 1 day behind me, but she's walking blazingly fast. So she must have spent the night in Camp Central. She was going to do the same thing as I do, to walk the extra 5 hours out of the park. So that's it. 5 days hiking about 86 miles. That is about 100 kilometers. And it was totally worth it to do all the walking in the rain, to see all the icebergs and the beautiful scenery. I hope that inspire you to go out and try solo hiking in Torres Del Paine, because that is one of the easiest multiple day trek that you can do, and it's got amazing views. So that's all for my trip to Torres Del Paine. And after Torres Del Paine, I also went to some beautiful coastal cities, did some wine tasting, as well as go to the driest deserts on earth. So if you want to learn more about my trip, you can follow me on Instagram at @toshare. Or if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Thank you!